Hello, everybody. We're going live. This is an actual surprise live stream. We're going to be going live right now so that we can show you. I'm getting ready to actually celebrate my birthday. We're going to do it in Mexican style on a wood burning stove. If any of you guys, this is a surprise live. It wasn't scheduled. So you might be getting a notification. Even if I don't get any viewers, I'm just gonna go ahead and say hello. We're celebrating my birthday, and just to give you a little bit of ideas on how we're celebrating my birthday, give a shout out. I have the chat up. I'm using a portable live streaming application, but I'm here on my rooftop. I promised a rooftop live stream. We'll do another one later on. I might not be able to do my live stream tomorrow, my scheduled live stream tomorrow, because I have some other engagements that I have to do. But we will do another one for the actual scheduled one for my rooftop. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of my rooftop and us, not only that, preparing for my birthday, true Mexican style. We're talking true Mexican style here. I'm gonna switch over to my back camera here so you guys can see a little bit of my terrace. Hold on 1 second here. Let me see if I can switch the view. My camera's not turning around. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to give you a little bit of a tour. I'm gonna disappear from the camera there. We're here on my rooftop terrace here, and actually this is a table that was actually made. That's actually a skylight and a table too. Then we're gonna go here, and we have my view. I'm gonna show you my view here. Hey Rick, hey Denise. We're up here. This is my view from my rooftop. And then you're gonna get the little surprise that I got for everybody, is us preparing the food here for my birthday celebration. We've got it here. Look right here. We've got, I'm gonna bring it down, wood. We're actually burning wood. We're cooking everything on the wood. And here's our cooking potatoes, rice. And this lady right here, she's my tia, well, my adopted tia. Right here. And we're going to have a celebration up here. Thank you very much for the happy birthday, Pam. Denise, thanks for coming in, and thanks for the happy birthday. Rick, thanks for the happy birthday. And like I said, we're going to do another live stream from out here, but I decided to do an emergency one now that we're preparing for my party here. And figured I'd just step in, say hello to everybody, and like I said, we're preparing our food here. That's Rosa, part of our family also, and she's helping us to prepare. I would bring my birthday cake up here. How about I'll post it on Facebook, but it's downstairs. So we're all here. And we're live, and like I said, this is how they do it out on the ranch in Mexico, on wood. So figured I'd just let everybody say hello to everybody, and really enjoying San Miguel. I know I had said I was selling my house in San Miguel, but I'm having second thoughts, and actually I'm gonna maybe even do a poll and ask my audience whether I should sell San Miguel, because, you know, it's a beautiful house and we really love it here. And we might just, well, change time, not change time, share time between the two places. So if you're tuning in, thank you very much. Henry Liston, thank you for the happy birthday. You guys also, I have my girl, my rules. But thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's a small audience. This was totally unexpected. Those of you, probably all of you that are here with me now are subscribers because you probably got notified. Hopefully my sound's coming through fine because I'm doing this from an iPhone actually. So I'll do a more professional stream. I promised you this Sunday, but something came up. So tomorrow I'm going to be a little bit busy. Plus I'm probably going to be recovering from my birthday party here. But so we're and we already have one boat for Keep It. So I think we might end up keeping this house after all. We kind of thought we weren't going to spend as much time here when we were building in Monterrey. We came back here, and I'm going to tell you right now, another one for Denise, Keep It. And we started thinking we weren't going to spend much time back here in San Miguel, but now I think we're going to find a way to share our time between Monterrey and San Miguel. So I think I'm not only going to be a resident of, well, I'm not moving from San Miguel totally. I'm going to be a resident of both San Miguel and Monterrey instead of, and can you guys hear that in the background? If you guys can hear that in the background, there's fireworks going off. One of the reasons why the fireworks are going off for 40 days, up until December 12th, I believe. December 12th is the Virgin de Guadalupe a celebration. And so every day you're going to hear fireworks here, and there's fireworks going off. People are having parties at their houses, and they take in the little towns outside of San Miguel, they actually take the Virgin and to each house. The Virgin visits each house, and usually they have a big dinner or lunch on Saturdays. It's usually on Saturday. Well, it's every day that they do this up until the actual festival of the Lady of Guadalupe. So you probably heard some fireworks. There's fireworks every day all the way until January, actually. There's going to be a lot of fireworks in the next couple of days because of the Dia de los Muertos. Denise, a lot's in your neighborhood too. Yeah, actually, probably a lot of the fireworks right now, they're either, like I said, yesterday started the actual 40 days that they celebrate the Virgin of Guadalupe. And that 40 days, basically, they pray a rosary. They take the Virgin to a different house every day, and then they pray a rosary. And then at the very end, they have a procession where they present the Virgin Mary. It's a pretty neat thing, actually. If you ever can make friends with somebody out in the country and go out there and visit the locals out there. And actually, I told you my honorary tia that I call her tia because she's kind of part of the family here. I don't even want to say honorary. I consider her an aunt. And she actually invited us one year when they had the Virgin at her house. And so it was really great. And can I rent for a month? Well, I'm not sure. If I'm not here, we'll talk about it. But I'm going to be here for a while. R.A. Thanks for happy birthday, R.A. Also, I'll open up for questions. Does anybody have any questions? Because I always do an Ask Me About Mexico. I don't want to leave anybody out on questions because although this was to come on live for my birthday celebration, if you have any questions, definitely let me know here. And also, let me see if I can... let me see. I got the rear camera here. Let me give you a view of what's going on. Let me give you a better view of my rooftop terrace. Well, I'll be broadcasting live. Here's a view. Now, this used to be a skylight, and we made it into a table. And if you go and you look down, this was actually made by an engineer. And then down here, we don't have air conditioning. So in the summertime, that serves as ventilation. The air comes up, and the heat comes up and it escapes. So it keeps the house cool. But if you look down, look at this. All the way down to the first floor. You can see all the way down to the first floor. Very open house. I'm going to be giving everybody a house tour. So don't worry, I won't leave you out. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to give a house tour. I'm going to be working on the video. There's a lot of construction that goes on during the week, so I'm gonna have to film on the weekends. And there's our little garden. And there's my view, beautiful view. I wake up to that view every day. Actually, downstairs I have that view too. And Rick, my wife and I look forward to meeting you next month. Yep, Rick, look forward to meeting you and having you over actually. Guess you can't mention which colonia. I'm not gonna mention which colonia, but I'll tell you I live out in Cirandaro. I live out in Cirandaro. That actually is the view you're seeing right now. I'm pointing towards the golf course. The golf course is on the other side of those houses right there. There's a golf course on the property. And then here we have, of course, the wonderful food. Fresh eggs from the farm. Fresh eggs from the farm. And actually cactus. They're cooking the cactus right here. That's fresh from the country. And we got the rice right here. We're gonna be making mole. And here my tia is actually making masa. This is gonna be for the gorditas. This is handmade.
De gorditas quebradas.
Gorditas quebradas.
Ajá.
Sí, gorditas quebradas.
Vamos a echar tortillas buenas, de esas más moliditas.
Sí, tortillas también.
Sí,
Gorditas y
allá hay
tortillas.
tortillas.
Sí, miren. And then here's the tortillas. There's the masa for the tortillas. And they're gonna have gorditas too. So, wow. This is gonna be a great food. And my tia cooks like awesome. I mean, and then we've got all the wood. We're actually burning wood on the grill. Not charcoal. This is actually wood. So, hope you guys enjoyed getting a little glimpse into my birthday and celebrating my birthday with me. And I really appreciate you all. And maybe I should have some more of these. Actually, maybe I should ask you guys on a poll if you'd like more live streams like this. Maybe when I go downtown, that way you can see the downtown San Miguel. I can do live streams like this where I just pop in and you guys can kind of hang out with me. And then I might get a little, I didn't bring my gimbal with me, but I should have brought my gimbal so that while I'm walking, it doesn't, it looks a little bit more, it looks a little bit more stabilized, but I'm trying to keep it as stabilized as possible here. Invitan gorditas and with nopalito. Yep, that's what we're going to have today. We're going to also have mole. We're still preparing the mole. Actually, they're boiling the chicken right now, but we're getting the first parts of the food ready, and hopefully we'll have a live stream from. Actually, do a little bit more of a live stream from the rooftop. So yeah, and then I'm thinking about starting to do impromptus. I used to do impromptus, or I did an impromptu from Cozumel, and actually, excuse me, with my iPad, and actually I think this little iPhone thing, I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try it out. It's a little piece of software called Prism Live Studio, and I figured, you know what, let me try it out, see how it works. And here comes Rosa. I think she's coming with the tamales. Let's see if she's got the tamales. ¿Qué traes, Rosa? Los tamales. Oh no, caldo de pollo. This is the actual. Hold on.
Es para el mole.
Sí. This is the actual. They boiled the chicken, and that's the they say caldo de pollo. That's the juice that came out of the pollo, and they're going to use that for the mole. So Rosa came with with that. So if you guys, I'll tell you what, leave it in the comments section below. If you guys want to see more impromptu streams like this, now that I'm in San Miguel, I think it's a little bit more interesting than Monterrey. Monterrey's a big city. And actually I can do impromptu streams in Monterrey so that you guys can see what it's like in Monterrey. But that's when I'm back there. But it looks like we're going to be here for a little while. And thank you guys for joining me. And actually on these impromptu streams, all I have to do, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And that way you can see parts of San Miguel. I can even rock up the streets or whatever, so you can see what it's like here. And then I'm going to have my house tour video coming soon. Real soon, hopefully. And one of the things that I think I mentioned in my last stream is that I want to kind of give you kind of a gamut of different houses and different prices. Now I know that a lot of people come here and they want to rent, and I also advise to rent first because you want to find your place. You want to find your place. Actually, let me see here. Living on the edge. Is Monterey still suffering water shortages? Yes, they are. Actually, living on the edge, Monterey does have water shortages. What they have been doing lately, now it has rained a little bit. What they've been doing lately, before we left, was they reduced the pressure. Some places they cut the water totally. What we have is a 4,000 liter cistern that fills up, so we don't feel it that much. We also have a pump that gives water. So when the water goes down, when they shut it off, we have enough to last us for about 2 weeks. So, but there are water shortages. I always say that eventually it may come to a point where we might end up having to contract a water truck to come and fill up our cistern every week or two. That happens a lot of times in certain parts of Mexico. But we are suffering the presa, which is the main source of water, is almost empty. They have been making a alternative presa to supply more water. They're bringing more water in. Coca-Cola, the beer companies they have their own source of water in the sense, the wells and stuff, that they were mandated to, share the water. So, yeah, Monterey is suffering. Two travelers, thank you for the happy birthday. Oh, Henry, listen, sure, some sightseeing would be great. Yeah, and actually, I think, nature lover, thank you for the happy birthday. I think this might be a good idea, and I might just need to get a selfie stick though, so that I don't want you guys to be bouncing watching me bounce all over the place. Yes, living on the edge. Hopefully Mother Nature helps soon. Actually, it was raining a little bit. We had some good rain for about a week last week. But the problem is with the population in Monterrey, even with the little rain that we get, or the good rains that we get, we got some real good rains for about a week. But the problem is the water gets sucked away again really quick. What are the common natural phenomenons that would be aware of in San Miguel, understanding earthquakes and drought? Actually, to be honest with you, and if you look at one of my videos, I actually had a video with a guy from New Zealand. We were talking about what to look for in a house, and he's a structural engineer. And one of the things he was talking about is San Miguel is really in a really great area. We have felt one or two earthquakes, but not like an earthquake, because usually the earthquakes happen around Mexico City. And so what happens is that the earthquakes, we didn't even feel the earth move, but we had a couple of pictures fall off the wall, and that was related to the earthquake. You don't see any hurricanes. And also I want to shout out to Acapulco. Acapulco, our hearts are with you. And if anybody can, I don't know if there's any, I'm not aware of any, but if you can donate to the Red Cross, whatever, to help out Acapulco. It's been destroyed by the hurricane. La Paz got hit pretty hard. One of my viewers was actually coming in from La Paz, and he said that they're doing a lot of cleanup there. The natural phenomenons, probably the most you're going to get, and actually even when there's not drought, because we had one year where it wasn't raining, but we have a rainy season here, and it rains, and it rains, and it rains, and it rains. Actually, the central gets flooded. Literally, it looks like a river, like rivers down in the central sometimes when it rains. But it never gets worse. I mean, we've never been flooded out here. We've never had any issues. You're not worried about the thunderstorms. Yeah, I mean, Now, we have had a couple of times of drought, but we've had also the presa is pretty full here. The water's good. What they did do one year when we first got here is they emptied out the presa because it was flooding too much. It was overflowing because of the rain. And they thought, oh, next year there's going to be plenty of rain, so let's empty out the presa. They emptied it out and gave a lot of water to the agricultural people here. And then all of a sudden the next year it didn't rain. So we do experience great amounts of rain with drought. This year there hasn't been a lot of rain. Talking actually to Rosa and my tia here, they live out in the country where the government supplies them seeds and water and everything else to. When I talk about a lot of subsidies here, for example, a lot of the agricultural farmers here, they get subsidized by the government with the seeds and everything to bring the corn, to bring the beans and all of those things that you see at the market. Those are actually subsidized by the government so that these people can survive, number one, in their little towns. They actually, different people grow different things and then they actually trade. And then not only do they trade, but then they come to the market and they sell their goods. And Rosa was telling us that this year they're not giving out as much water. And so the crops aren't as good this year. Probably they're being a little bit more careful here in San Miguel with the water. They did get a lot of rain, but and it has been raining since we got here too. So nature lover, aloha Rick, here in Hawaii. So as far as natural disasters, you're pretty safe from all of them. Actually, Monterrey, the funny thing is, Monterrey is close to the Gulf. It got hit by a hurricane several years ago. On the East Coast, they're getting hit by hurricanes. You run the risk of hurricanes like on the Riviera Maya area. Here in San Miguel, you're in the central part of San Miguel. And so the earthquakes aren't, like I said, the earthquakes happen more towards Mexico City, but we're close to Mexico City. You're only 2 or 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours from Mexico City from here. Actually, a lot of people in my neighborhood here, this is their second home. They actually live in Mexico City. So it's very close. People have their weekend homes here. They come here for the weekend. So you can get affected by the earthquakes here, but it's nothing that, like I said, 1 year we had a major painting fall off the wall, and we didn't know why. We were just like, what the heck? It fell off the wall. And when we went onto the news, it was the earthquake. And then a lot of people here, a lot of our neighbors were saying, hey, did you have stuff fall off the wall? And we didn't even feel the earthquake, but it was enough of a jolt to, I guess, for things to fall off the wall or things to fall off of the desk or whatever. And Rick, you're coming in November, right, Rick? I think, but you're coming to visit in November, actually. And I'm gonna get to meet Rick. Also, Susan, if you're still here, I am. I know that you, Susan M. Booth, if you're still here, I know that you suggested a get-together here in San Miguel, and I'm going to be here for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out how many people want to meet, and let's have a little get-together with the little community here. Those people that are going to actually be here. Maybe November would be our best time. I know that Dan DiNavero's coming down here. I know Rick's coming down here. I know that Susan lives here. I know that there's another person that lives here in Zirandaro, Beckman, Susan Beckman, that we can all maybe get together. That would be a great thing to do. And you know what? I think I'm going to take your advice, and maybe here and there we'll do some surprise live streams. And even if you can't make it to the live stream, even if you can't make it here personally to the live stream, then what I should do is just go ahead and live stream anyway, and you can watch it later. And you can have a little tour of the town. Not necessarily have to do videos every single time. One of the live streams that I'd like to do is on the market. The only problem is I know YouTube has a problem sometimes if they're playing copyrighted music in the background. There's usually live bands at the market and everything else. I do have all the footage from the market when we got here, and we're going to do some of that too. Yeah, well, Susan, you're still here. You're the one that suggested maybe we should have a get together. So I'm going to start. Maybe trying to plan a get together. Get to know some of the people that watch my channel. Give you guys an opportunity to meet me here, and I don't know. Coming back from Monterrey, looks like I might have to stay here. We love it here in San Miguel, and I know a lot of people ask me. Actually, I just had someone ask me on one of my comments, not comments, but personally. A lot of people ask me this. It's nothing new, but a lot of people personally have asked me, why did you move to Monterrey? And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It was health issues. I suffer a couple of health issues. As you know, if you looked at some of my previous videos, I had cancer. I got treated in Monterrey. I'm still not recovering. I'm fully cancer-free, but I still have to go back every year. Actually, it was every 6 months, but I have to do a PET scan every year. And then I also have to do some stuff for my heart. Haven't had a heart attack yet, but taking care of myself so I don't. But there's a couple of issues that I have that I do have to keep them, how would you say, under observation. So the other thing too, I actually talked to you about traveling up 57. What we did this time around, we usually used to travel around the weekend. The traffic was bad. It used to take us 9, 10 hours, 8 hours sometimes if we were on a good day getting up here because we had to stop. But this time we packed sandwiches, and the only thing we stopped for was restroom breaks. We have 2 little mini huskies, the girls, our 2 little fur babies. We had to stop them for them. And we made it here in 6.5 hours, and it wasn't so bad. Actually, if we're figuring now, if we time it right, we can be here in 6.5 hours if we want to be here. And if we need to get back, not a problem. So we're really, really, really considering staying here in San Miguel, and then just using our house in Monterrey, and even either way around. Monterrey is a great place. It's a big city. If you like big city living, we're close to the border, 2.5 hours. We're in McAllen, Texas. And, it's got its advantages. It's also expensive too. Actually, people say San Miguel's expensive, but Monterrey is even more expensive. But, and I'm also, like I said, I'm going to be doing some live streams to say that even though people say San Miguel's expensive, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's other places that are more affordable. But at the same time, you can live a great life here in San Miguel, and you don't have to be rich, okay? That's a misconception about San Miguel. Because, yes, there's a lot of house, and I'm not going to lie to you. There's houses up on the hill that are worth $1 million. And I'm not going to lie to you, my house is probably worth, but it's a median price in the United States. My house is probably more expensive than a lot of houses. But in this neighborhood where I live, you can get houses probably not half, but about 60 to 70% the price of my house. So it's very, very affordable. And rent, you can find rent. Rent is a little bit more high here. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. But it's comparable to what you're going to find in Playa del Carmen or Mazatlan or Puerto Vallarta. And if you look around hard enough and you're willing to live maybe in a little room or like a little studio converted room with a stove and everything else, and you want to live frugally here, you can find good places here for $600, $700. I know that my sister-in-law rents a place here in Zidandaro. It's kind of like an apartment. It's a condo more than anything else, but it's got 3 bedrooms, and her rent's I think $800 that she charges. So you can find places that are affordable here, and that's one of the things that I want to kind of I'm not going to be a YouTuber that tells you that everything's a paradise and you're going to come here and live for practically nothing. No, I tell you the truth. I'm totally transparent about that. But at the same time, I'm also one that also tries to tell everybody, don't, there's a lot of misconceptions. And then one of the misconceptions is that San Miguel is super expensive. And yeah, if you want to go to Super City Market and you want to live on $1 million home on the top of a hill, yeah, it's expensive. You want to go to the Rosewood, have a couple of drinks. The Rosewood's a very exclusive hotel. Yeah, it's expensive. They're building a Waldorf Astoria here. Yeah, I imagine when that hotel comes here, it's going to be expensive. But if you want to live just like this, like we live here, I own my house. I don't pay any rent. We go to the market, and you're going to be surprised when I show you what we bought with 500 pesos. 500 pesos, all the vegetables that we bought with 500 pesos. And then we went downtown to the meat market, not the meat market, but the meat store, or they call them carnicerias aquí, here. And we bought a whole heck of a lot of meat for less than $50. And that was meat for my party and meat to last us for a long time. So you can, living like a local, doing the local things, you can live here a wonderful life. And what annoys me, that would be a good video. What annoys me in San Miguel de Allende? You know what, Laura, to be honest with you, not a lot annoys me in I'm more annoyed. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm more annoyed in Monterrey than I am in San Miguel. I don't know how to explain this, but when I get to San Miguel, there's this type of peace that I find here that is wonderful. I forgot the peace because I've been away for about a year, and I'll tell you what, I've been here for a year, and I've been away from here for a year, and I get back here, and it is just so peaceful here. Now, I do know that a lot of people complain in San Miguel de Allende because of the fireworks. I'm going to tell you there's a lot of, this very Catholic here, and there's a lot of saints that they celebrate their festivals. You just heard fireworks go off right now. But what I'm going to tell you right now is it doesn't really irritate me because we live out of town, and we don't live out. A lot of people say you live way out there. It's not way out there. I live 4 kilometers from the city limits, which is not very far, and it's not very far from this town. A lot of people that live in San Miguel, like when I tell you can find a little house and everything else, a little room, they like to live in the central because you can walk everywhere. You can walk to the local markets. You can buy everything. You can walk downtown. The only thing is downtown is where all the fireworks are. Downtown's where all the festivals are. Downtown's where everybody goes. You get a lot of traffic. When I first came here, we were staying in an Airbnb downtown, and trust me, after 6 o'clock, there's noise from 6 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock at night. So yes, there are people that complain about that, but it depends where you live. And we don't, since I'm retired, we don't go in. I mean, we went into San Miguel yesterday, which was Friday, which yes, it is kind of busy, but at the same time, we go in during the week, so it doesn't really kill us. We go in when all the tourists are not there, or when a lot of people from Mexico City come here on the weekends for vacation type to relax. We don't go into town during the weekends, so a lot doesn't really bother me there, annoys me there. I mean, I'll come up with a video with things that might annoy people, but me personally, I can tell you that I feel 10 times more peace here in San Miguel. I was just with a friend yesterday, a real good friend of mine that has a very popular podcast, and he's moving down here and building. Actually, he's coming to my party today, and we were talking about how peaceful it was. He actually lives in Scottsdale, Arizona, and he's getting ready to move down here, and we were both discussing just how peaceful it is, how stress-free we live here. And Rick, I'm a realtor here in Maui, where the median price is $1.2 million. And San Miguel is very affordable to us. I sold a home last year for $24.5 million. You know what, Rick? You're right. And you're going to get a lot more for if you're used to those Hawaii prices, trust me, you're going to love what you see here. And I think you've already done some research, and I bet you already like what you see being a realtor, as far as prices here. San Miguel is very, very affordable. What I say about Mexico, what a lot of people don't do, they either, a La Lejona at 7 a.m. You know what? We heard fireworks in the Central this morning, but like I said, they're so far away it doesn't really affect us. We hear them, but in the distance. But the one thing that I always say about Mexico, and keep this, and I've been all over Mexico. I'm not a person I'm not a YouTuber that just only lives in one place, never been anywhere else, and tells you this is how Mexico is, the rest of Mexico is, because that's the way this place is. No, I've been all over Mexico. I've traveled all over Mexico. I've worked with the Mexican government, which has taken me all over Mexico. I lived in different parts of Mexico, here in San Miguel and Monterrey. I know the differences between the north and the south. The culture is very different depending on where you go. You got to excuse me, they've got somebody's cutting down a tree or something in the background. But one thing I say about Mexico is, you either have these videos that tell you, come and live here for $1,000 a month. It's paradise. No, it's not necessarily paradise. What I try to tell people is there's something for everybody. Something for everybody. So if you want to come and live here on $1,500 a month, it's doable. But you have to meet expectations. That's what I always tell everybody. It's about expectation. If you want to come here and live on $1,500 a month and live in a $500,000 home, well, what would be equivalent to a $500,000? Well, maybe if you live in California, you can live in an equivalent of a $500,000 home, because literally it'll get you a mansion here. But what I'm trying to say is, you need the problem with a lot of these videos that you see is, it's not about that, you can't live on $1,500 a month. It's about expectations. You're not gonna, there's something in the budget for everybody. And, one of the things that my wife and I have learned is that when you get a little bit older, you don't worry about what car you drive. You don't worry about how much stuff you have. It's about experiences. And that's what's important here in Mexico, is coming here and having that experience. And you know what? If you're on a budget and you're here in San Miguel de Allende, you're not going to be able to go eat at the restaurant that charges $100 for a meal, which there's very few of them. I mean, you can still affordably eat. Where you would pay $100 in the United States, literally you pay 30 or 40 bucks here. But maybe you can't even afford the 30 bucks. But I'll tell you what, a beautiful walk through the Central and a cup of coffee is beautiful. And you can't beat the experience. That's what I tell everybody. Thanks, Lambden, for the happy birthday from California. And so that's my thing, is that, I don't want to necessarily scare you away from Mexico and say, don't move to Mexico. I just want you to have an idea. And that's what I think I'm going to try to do with these videos here in San Miguel, because San Miguel's got that fame of being expensive. And I'm going to do the video of, you can live here on $1,500 a month if you do it right. At the same time, you can live a luxurious life here. On my pension, I live very, 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 very well. But I understand that not a lot of people have the same pension that I do. So I'm trying to give everybody a gamut. So instead of you watching YouTube videos of come to Puerto Vallarta for $1,500 a month, and when you get there, you find out that $1,500 a month gets you a bedroom, and you can't afford to even go out and do anything. Those are the things. Now, if you're ready for that adventure and you want to live in a bedroom, and you know that you're going to live in a bedroom, but you know that you're going to go surfing or you're going to do whatever in Puerto Vallarta, not surfing, but you want to go to Oaxaca or live in Zipolite, or maybe the housing conditions aren't as some of the surfer towns are not as but you're used to that, and you want to live on the beach, and that's perfectly fine. And you can afford to do that, but you have to have those expectations. You got to know what you're getting into. You can't just come here, and that's what I always talk about. We talked about the expat fatigue. I just did that video on expat fatigue. I also did the video on, I've done live streams about your expectations. If you come here with the right expectations and you come here with the right attitude and you integrate into the culture, you're going to be just fine. And I don't care what if you hear a video telling you that you're going to live in paradise, it is paradise. But also you have to meet your expectations. You've got to know what your expectations are and what you can afford and everything else. That's all. But you can live in paradise, because Mexico to me is a paradise, regardless if you live here on $1,000 a month or you live here on $5,000 a month. It doesn't matter. It's a paradise. Here in San Miguel, I love it. I just love it. I can't tell you how much I do. Actually, probably you even see me right now in a better mood than I was when I was doing my lives from Monterrey, because it's a wonderful, serene place to come. And even those little things that might annoy you, Susan said they had fireworks at 7 a.m. in the morning at La Lejona. That's part of the culture. And I bet you she's already gotten used to it. She probably even loves it now. And maybe it might have bothered her when she first got here. I don't know. I can't speak for you, Susan. But those are the things that you need to adjust to. And you're not used to fireworks going off every morning. But when you are used to fireworks going off every morning, it's just part of the day. Just like if you lived in New York City, you're used to all the noise of all the traffic. And actually, Nature Lover has a perfect point. Happiness equals health. And that's one thing that's great. Thanks for the, Laura, thanks for the insights and the observations. Enjoy the mole, gordita, and your day. Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much. Living on the edge. My impression is that a couple could live very comfortably in Mexico for $3,000 US a month. Oh, yeah, definitely. You can live very comfortably for $3,000 a month. Even that's including rent, if you want to rent. When you're getting at your 2,000, a little bit lower, you got to make some sacrifices. But depending on what location you pick, it all, like I said, depending on what location you pick, and not only that, but even if you want to come to a place like San Miguel that might be a little bit more expensive, you end up, you adjust. But $3,000 a month, literally, and at one point when the peso was at 20 to 1, $3,000 a month is 100. I mean, there's people we're talking about professionals like doctors and nurses that probably bring in like $2,000, $3,000 a month, and they live very perfectly fine. Oh yeah, Lambden. If your home in Mexico is paid for, it seems that $1,000 to $1,500 a month is okay. Yes, very much so. You know how much my property taxes on this house? When you see the video, my property taxes on this house are $300 a year. That's what I pay. My electric bill, probably an average, and I'm talking about a house that's very large. I don't have air conditioning. Now, here's the thing. If you live in a place like Mérida or Monterrey, your electric bill, unless you have solar panels, and Denise can attest to this, she put in solar panels, your electricity can come out very expensive. But my electricity, and then I have propane gas that I pay for. But my expenses are pretty much, we live a little bit, $1,000 to $1,500 is very, very doable. And what we did is we own our property, and we also own our vehicle. So we don't have any payments other than living expenses. Jay Gomez, hey there, missed you lately. Hope everything is going good. Just stopping in to hear you kick some knowledge. Thanks, Jay. I actually popped in to kick some knowledge, but I'm also here to just this was a surprise live stream, just to say we're getting ready for my birthday celebration and give everybody a look. Let me see where we're at before I go, because we're at 43 minutes and, you know, I got to get back to stuff. But let's go see where we're at with the food before I say goodbye. Oh, we've got the mole here already. There's the mole. And then right here is where they're going to cook the gorditas. And they're going to cook the gorditas and the tortillas. Homemade. So, nature lover, Ernie, do you have any suggestions for where to look for off-grid business, off-grid small homes with a bit of land for veggie, fruit, gardening? Actually, believe it or not, nature lover, I have a friend from New Zealand. We were going to do a video. I was going to actually interview him. But I will tell you that when I came, he's the same guy that designed this table that I'm showing you here. This table that I showed you a little while ago from New Zealand, and they started a eco-friendly community. It's kind of a community where, and I'm actually going to go out and visit them because I haven't seen them in a while. They just had a baby. Congratulations, Mike and Paula. If you're, I don't think you're watching. You're busy probably, but Mike also helps administer my Discord. But they have a community called Hapori. They have little houses with land, and they also have a communal garden. Everything's self-sustainable community. It's a really neat little place out in the middle, and it's off grid. It really is off grid. And I'm going to be doing actually, we were going to do a video. He sent me some videos of the houses and everything. But now that I'm here in San Miguel de Allende, I'm actually going to go out there and visit him. And we're going to do a video on Hapori. It's a community called Hapori. Actually, nature lover, if you want to look it up on the, you can look it up on Facebook. And I got to go. They're calling me. So thanks, guys. Thanks for everything. And looks like I got to tend to the preparations. So thanks for stopping in. We'll see you soon. And stay tuned for more videos. And as always, stay safe and stay informed.